What's going on, guys? It's DigiWatch TCG coming to you with another Market Watch. Now, today we're going to be going over some cards related to this past weekend. If you don't know, there was an Ultimate Cup hosted by PPG Event Management, and we're going to be taking a look at some of those cards that were in the decks and just kind of see where they're going to go. Now, I am going to be posting this probably Monday or Tuesday of the following weekend or following week, and I just want to mention that even though I am posting this Monday or Tuesday, keep in mind that TCG does have a bonus bucks thing. I don't know if this is current or not, or you can hit that if you go to TCG Player. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I just thought I might as well just give you some information about it because they do seem to have a Black Friday deal going on. So with that said, please like, subscribe, leave your thoughts below, and let's get into the Market Watch. So starting things off, War Greymon X did take the event. There were two representations of the event of the deck in the event, and they played both of them. I think 4 copies of this Greymon. Now this is the Tamer Party promo from Starter Deck 1, and there are, I think, total of 3 that are currently in the market. Now I didn't go over every single one, but this is the one I think is the best value because it is a really nice artwork. We see over here in the last couple of days that we've had a couple people buy this. It wasn't really changing in price prior to that. It was still around the same thing even before the event. But I do think that now that Greymon X, War Greymon X, did end up taking this first event, that some people may be looking toward this tech in their deck. If you don't already have it, I would definitely consider picking this up before this price goes up. There is also a copy that was reprinted in the starter deck version. Let me see if it comes up here. I don't know. You can see over here. Let me see if it's going to come up. I think this is the starter deck 11 here. So this was the reprint that we got in the box toppers. So you can possibly pull one of these if you buy an entire box. But if you don't, then you might as well just buy 1 copy of it. It's Starter Deck 11 special entry pack version of it for $23.50. It's about $5 more than that, so either one is going to be fine, although the Greymon from the special event pack is a foil, so just keep it in mind. Something else I did want to mention, though, was the Gaia Force. We did see a lot of Gaia Force, believe it or not, in the event, and in different decks, and I do definitely think that Gaia Force might be something a lot of people are going to be teching just to get something out off the field, especially with Metal Garurumon. I think a lot of people were teching against the deck because they're just tired of seeing it top events and just totally get rid of events. So there were a lot more options in this format. So I might consider, or I would maybe suggest taking a look at the Gaiamon card over here. We can see over here that it wasn't there's not really any movement on the market, and there is well, ignore these ones. These are Japanese listings here. But once we get to let's see if we could go any further than this, because it looks like those are just the Japanese ones. Okay, so first verified seller is about 33.43 here. So you can see that it is not totally a correct representation of those Japanese copies, but once you get over here to like core TCG and stuff like that, it's going around $30 to $40. So just keep that in mind if you are looking to pick up the card. Now this actually makes much more sense. I did say on the previous Market Watch that I didn't know why Agumon X antibody was as high as it was, and if you remember, I think I'm going to go over here and see if we can show it. But about last time I checked, I think it was right around here, the 11.10, 11.12, around that time, and it was $53, and it did drop significantly. So now going back here, there is one person trying to sell their copies, or 2 people, I guess, at about 42, but then it's back up to $47, $48, and then our first verified seller is selling it for around about $48, I think. So this is a card that I believe it was played in the deck, and it gets you an X antibody and a Greymon or Omnimon in its name to your hand. It's also played in Black or Greymon sometimes, depending on the build you're making. So you may end up having a good investment if you pick this up. But for 42, I would definitely take control of this now. Try to get these lower end prices before they shoot up in price. But yeah, definitely consider that also, because we do have a long format ahead of us. We have December, January, and I think mid-February. I don't know the exact date, but then that's when we get BT11, and there are going to be a couple events in December and January, and then that's it. Then the Nationals. We do have Agumon. This is the gift promo. This is from the gift box set. If you buy EX3, you get, like, I think like it's what's it called, a counter, or like a man, I forgot the name of it. It's like a thing. But anyway, you get a gift box and you get one of these, one of four. You can get like a Wergurumon. Let me see what it's called actually. It's gift box. Let me box. Live editing, guys. Live editing. Gift box. Let's go to gift box and we're gonna play Digimon. So yeah, the Digimon gift box over here. You can get Wergurumon, Diaboromon, Sunrisemon, an Agumon over here. The gift box is getting an Agumon. So I guess they open. I don't know if they opened up the set already and you know what you're getting. And you just and that's so that they could sell it that way. But you see over here that you can get one of these four over here. Diaboromon being $6 actually is kind of crazy, but Wergurumon and Agumon here are the top two. So going back to our actual Agumon over here, we can see that people have been buying this, and definitely more this weekend. And I don't know if it's like just for hype for the format or if you were looking to play this with War Greymon X, but this is a really nice full foil art. I'm hoping that some stores will get these in for the holidays because I know that there is very limited amounts of them. But I would definitely consider picking these up if you don't have them. Another one to keep in mind is even though this wasn't really affected by the event, last sales were like 11.9, and it was for $10, $12. This is just a little bit of a like you still get the foil version of it. It's just not the top rarity, so you could consider getting this. Between the two, honestly, like if you're just looking at max rarity your deck, I mean, I don't know. I personally pulled one of these. I like this artwork. I like that he's facing off against another Digimon. I can't see who it is right now, but definitely consider picking that up if you can't afford the other one. Lastly, I guess this is the last one for the War Greymon. I think there is one more I might have for War Greymon. But this one is the Altar Art for BT1. This is the one that gives your Digimon +1 security, so it gains +1 security for the turn, and then it has a security a skills effect that turns off options. So this is currently going for $24, $25, and we look at the sales market recently. Remember, the 19th was the event, so 19th over here was 23. It has been selling, and I do think a lot of people like this artwork over here. It's actually a mirror of the Black Roar Greymon from the same set. So I would consider picking this up. This is not a bad choice for the price it's at. I think it does get a reprint. I think we have a gold rare version of it coming out, which might also be a reason why it is a little lower than average. But I would definitely consider this if you're looking to play this deck. Last one from War Greymon is War Greymon X Antibody. Now, we can see definitely there was some buyouts for this one over here. We did have from the 19th, starting at 15. It is now twice that price. So if you don't have your copies, unfortunately, I think you will not be able to, I guess you're going to have to get the regular version, the regular art of it. But only 3 listings, honestly, so it did have a bit of a buyout. So it's $32. It might be considered the best deck, but I'm sure there will be someone who's going to say, oh man, this card is too crazy. Like everyone I think plays these decks to counter the main top deck, and that right now is Metal Greymon, which doesn't have much other support. What's the ability? Protection other than the battle protection. So War Greymon X might be the counter, and Metal Greymon might have seen its time in the sun. Venusmon. So if you don't know, the second place list was a yellow hybrid list, which used a Lotmon engine. It was actually really interesting. But that was the top second place list, and we can see over here Venusmon alternate art is about $35. Not really much of a action to the event. The other one is 75 cents, so maybe people are looking to test it. I mean, this is definitely a waifu, so like you could definitely consider picking that up. But we over here the $35 mark and goes up to about $37, $38. I would definitely consider picking up this card for people who are looking to play the deck. I think the artwork, I'm very big on artworks, regardless of what card it is, and this one just has a very nice like shine to it. You can see like the light streaming through, and then additionally we are confirmed to be getting Olympus support down the line, which is going to maybe incorporate more of these cards over here. So going on to the next card, we have Mako Mono. Mako Mokizuki. This is the pre-release set. I think this card is definitely worth taking a look at. It is played in the Mastamon builds, and I definitely think it is something to keep an eye on. I know it was initially pretty hype, and it was about $23, $24 for the longest time, and then it just recently kind of just dipped. I think just because a lot of people weren't playing Mastamon, but I think it is going to start to climb back up just because it is seeing more regional tops, or I should say Ultimate Cups tops. Calling just keep going down since the ban list actually was announced, and we see it going all the way down to about 28 right now, or sorry, not 28, 21. We can see that consistently with a bunch of verified sellers, pretty much about that price. I think it's going to stay around 15 to $20 after this. It was at that $50 point at one point, so I don't think anyone's going to be touching this right now, though, just because it is at 1, and there is a common print of it. If you're looking at max rated decks, I would definitely consider that. Now, really interesting, I actually thought this was really cool. This is prior to the event, keep in mind, but Guillemon X Antibody pre-release is $20. I didn't know this. 5 listings. I mean, so I guess it's reasonable that not a lot of people are looking to play the deck, but it did get into the top 16. So I don't know. I think it's interesting because you can also utilize this in Dobrikmon. Keep in mind, you have a Dark Dragon X Antibody, so it's considered a dragon. So you can Digivolve this for free on top of your Guillemon, especially if it survives. Plus, it's a 0 to Digivolve on top of your egg. So if you play just Digimon and you attack with Guillemon into their security, I think you still get to draw one from Digimon. And yeah, I would definitely consider taking a look at this. But there is a common print, obviously, of this card. There is not really much movement on this one, though. I will say that. This is top rarity for the Warp Digivolution in the Gallantmon, if your opponent has a level 6 or higher. Most people really don't do this that often, I noticed, because it's very much reasonable that like your opponent will not really put a level 6 out if they know this is coming out, because it can't really attack the same turn. But you can Warp Digivolve it, keep in mind. So for 4 costs, go to 11, or sorry, go to your Gallantmon that has 11,000, 12,000 DP, and punish your opponent is good, but climbing is a much more reasonable ability to go right into your level 6. So something to keep in mind. Gallantmon X over here, wanted to take a look at that too. $23, $24. Still, I guess I don't think this was really affected too much. I think people might be just looking to see if this deck is going to do anything else. Maybe they're waiting one more week. I think people who have the deck have it, and this at one point I think was like $8. If I go back, let's just take a look here. Yeah, so like we see like it was really low at one point. My goodness, how long ago was this? It might have been. Let's see here. Taking a look here. Should have been like very low at one point. I know that. August. When did we get BT9? Was it August, right? Maybe August. July? Oh yeah, it was the end of July. I remember that. Okay, so on release, it was around that $20 mark, and it kind of went down to the 15s, quite around the middle of September, where no one really was playing it, I don't think. And then it starts to come back up. As you can see, the numbers kind of start to climb back up again now more recently. So this might continue to go up. So there is reason to pick this up if you want it. Just want it GX, $20. Yeah, I mean, like, it's BT10, still relatively new. Jesmon is still a popular deck to be playing. But you can throw this in so many other decks, Royal Knights decks, especially, like, I'm surprised that not that many people are considering using this with, like, the Royal Knights, because, you can technically throw this in the Royal Knights and use that as a top end. So keep that in mind. Like, you could use Digivolving effects, and there is announced support, so you may want to hold on to these or buy them now while they're cheap. This was a good one. This was interesting. So a few security control players and obviously Mastamon decks, but made it to top, and we don't see any movement over here. Just like November 11th, these were posted, but this is the alternate for $40. Buy these. I would definitely get these for $40. I think they're going to jump back up. I know we did get a reprint announced for the gold that comes out next year, but it comes out next year. That's the big caveat to that. It comes out next year. So yeah, and then here I just wanted to bring that up in comparison. Like, you had the Magnamon super rare for literally $9 more. No. Get the Magna. Like, this always go for the alt art. The alt art is always going to maintain more value than the regular art, in my opinion, at the very least. Kari over here, just penny stock. It did see again tax control, decks. Security control. We do see some people like picking some of these up over here over the last weekend, for a few dollars. But I would try to grab your playsets if you can. I definitely have a playset already, so I was lucky enough to get that. So good. Penny stock. I don't know if I call it penny stock, but small, cheap stock. $2 to $3 for a secret rare from a set that's not really open that much anymore. I think this is a steal. I think you should go for this. There was one that was using there was a Mastermon deck that was using Creepymon in their deck, and I do definitely think that later down the line we may get future support. The fact that you can Digivolve, and even if you're not trying to mill your opponent out, the fact that you can bring back a level 5 from your trash is just really good. And you can play this even with like werewolf mode and like Creepmon werewolf mode, swing with werewolf mode, swing with this, mill cards from your opponent stuff. What is this like? Every 10 cards in your trash the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and then it gets 3,000 when Digivolving. Trash 2 tops from 2 from your deck for each of your opponent's Digimon play. If you trash 4 or more, you can bring 4 back. You can send 12 cards if you're very close to the bottom of your deck. I definitely consider this to be a half decent card to throw into a couple of different decks. Even like I haven't even tried it, but maybe even playing this with something like a Minervamon deck would be interesting. Darkdramon, I get it now. I think it's low enough that it's worth picking up, or just buy like a box. Their likelihood to get this is good, but I really like EX3. I would definitely consider picking that up. Lastly, I wanted to talk about a few things with how Examon did. Unfortunately, we didn't see much Examon at the event. I actually played against one. And we see the alt art here really is not seeing too much movement. We see like on the 21st and 20th, like a lot of people were buying these up over here. I don't know why though, honestly, other than it might be considered a good deck moving forward. But you know what I could think about, like a reason why this would go up is for the main purpose of other decks like War Greymon having the deletion effect, and you can just suspend or block to protect. Might be the way that we're going. Like if more people play War Greymon, Examon might be the deck to play to beat. It didn't do anything though. I will say that it didn't get to top 16. I don't know if it got to top 32. I would love to see it. If someone knows if it got to top 32, let me know. Not much difference in the alternate art, honestly. A few dollars difference. But I would get the alternate art. Again, alternate arts are always harder to find later down the line than the regular arts, and this one definitely is a good pick for that. Omnimon Zort, I just wanted to mention, a few people are recognizing that it may not be dead. Tamer Deletion is still really powerful. Playing out from security is still very powerful. I think this card is a very good card to consider when picking up for future formats, and even now, especially if you're looking to play a Mastermon or security control deck. And then lastly, I always like to finish with a memory boost, but I wanted to just focus on one today, and the one I'm actually going to pick is the Howling Memory Boost. Howling Memory Boost for $16 is a little bit of up in price from previously over here. I think a lot of people are looking to kind of work on stripping against your opponent's Digimon, stripping sources out of that. We can see over here, like, nothing's really changed. I think the blue memory boost went down like a few dollars for the alt art. I think if you have these, you definitely want to hold on to them, because these are promo cards. They're not going to be reprinted unless they're like a common print in a future set. You have obviously the memory boost. Now keep in mind, these are also starting to go up too. So red memory boost, blue memory boost, green memory boost. There's $2, $5 for the red memory boost. I remember a few weeks ago this was $2, and now it's $5. So take that as you will. Nothing else really to report too much with these. I don't know why Dino memory boost 3 cents. But yeah, over here, blue, red, and green. Green's still a little higher than expected. I'm surprised it's still this over here. It should probably be moving toward like the blue memory boost. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. I was excited. I played in the event. Looking forward to future events. This format very diverse. This is why you can see there is a little bit of diversity in the Market Watch this time. Just going over the top decks though today, and let me know what you guys think of the market. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.